let's go kill off our hunters. Give me 1 sec, I'm looking what's being said here. Alright, so the trick to avoid getting stumbled at close range. So here I'm going to show you really quick. If I just charge him at point blank range, I stumble. Now, if I want to avoid the stumble, all I got to do is I got to angle my charge. So all I got to do is aim shoulder length to the left or to the right of the survivor, and then charge. Oh, sorry about that. Let me try again. Shoulder length to the right or left, and then charge. There you go.
Alright, good to know.
Yep, and that's all there is to it. And by the way, if you want to kill yourself really quick, all you gotta do is press M, switch over, and then switch back over with M. Instead of typing it every time. So, this can be very ideal. Oh, the bots are bugging out, sorry. They do that sometimes, even though I tell them not to shoot. So here is a perfect example. Now, it's a good idea to know how to angle your charges, because a lot of survivors, and particularly me, is if I know I can't kill the charger in time, like I don't have a melee weapon or I'm out of bullets in my gun, I'll literally run at the charger just so that they do chest bump me and stumble, and I'm like, LOL, I just owned you, you know?
Yeah.
So a general idea is like right here. Let's say, for example, I'm approaching this doorway here, and the survivor decides to run up to the door and try and stop me from charging him in. You know, we end up clashing right here. So all I gotta do is just angle my charge. So let me spawn him up again. Go ahead and give it a try. There you go. So yeah, that's all there is to that. It's just angling your charge.
Alright.
My charge, I think I charged too early. That's why I charged him through the door. Oh, they're attacking you. Alright, so the last thing here is curving your charge. Now, do you know how to do like shoulder charging, curve charging, etc.?
Nope.
Alright, so let me set up the survivors then. Alright, so curving your charge is essentially where all you're doing, or side charge, whatever, is where you're approaching the survivors from the side. So you see right here, if I come at dead on center, you know, I come on them dead on, and if I try and charge to the right, as you see, it doesn't work. I have to come at Ellis's side, and then turn to the right, and charge. Now, you might ask, okay, so what's the point of this? I could just simply approach him far from the left and then try and charge him. Well, let me show you here really quick what you can do with this. So, we got a survivor. Let's say, for example, the other survivor's over here. This is the death charge, and I want to get Ellis over here, so he's hugging the wall. I approach his side, and the thing is, you cannot aim a full 90 degrees. If you aim a full 90 degrees, then you're going to miss the charge. You have to aim less than 90 degrees to get this.
Alright. Nice.
Alright, so I'm going to spawn him up and give him a try. You give it a try again? Alright, go ahead. Very nice. Ooh. So yeah. So kill off your charger really quick, and I'll bring this over to a classic scenario. Silly Ash. Alright. Oh, no. I'm trying to spot him there. Alright, so here, we got ourselves a classic scenario here. Survivor comes up, corners himself to avoid getting charged. Now, obviously, if you have a smoker, you can do this, but if you don't have a smoker and the charger feels like initiating because this dumbass doesn't have a melee weapon, but, I mean, he does right now, but say, for example, he doesn't, you can still charge this guy off the edge. It's just you gotta come up to him really close, and remember, you can't aim more than 90 degrees. But you know, I got close. And so let me
Yeah.
set him up again. All right, give it a try. Very nice. And that's all there is to it with the side charging.
Alright.
Alright, any questions on that?
Nope.
Alright. The last part is punch charging. Now, are you familiar with punch charging?
Yep, I can do that.
Now, are you familiar that it's not a full, it's basically a trade-off. You're not getting a full benefit out of it, correct?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Let me show you really quick. I'm gonna bring a spec over. Much more open. Basically, the trade-off is that you move slower for the punch. So here, I'm gonna show you really quick. Here I have Rochelle, and I'm gonna do a normal charge really quick. So you see right here, how, you know, it's the normal speed, moving pretty quick. But if I were to punch charge, you'll see for the initial part of the charge, I'm significantly slower. So did you see that?
Yeah, that's interesting. Never noticed that before.
And that's the thing is you got to be careful, because if you're going for a very short charge, like say for example, I'm going to charge Rochelle right here into the cotton candy tent, it's generally ideal to go for a punch charge. But if I'm going for a long distance charge, it's generally not a good idea to do it, because it makes it easier to clear.
Yeah.
Alright, so if you want, you can go ahead and experiment with that.
Yep, I think I'm good there though.
Alright, so any more questions with the charger?
Nope.
Alright. The last one would be the jockey. Now, how are you with jockey B hopping?
I'm not sure if I'm doing it correctly, I guess.
Oh, well, here, kill off your charger really quick. Alright, so jockey B hopping, all you're doing is just alternating between lunge and space bar. There's no real major trick to it, it's just timing the space bar after your lunge. And you'll notice when you get it, because you'll fly through the air very quickly. Very nice.
The time is a bit up.
Yeah, hit the space bar a bit faster. You got it. Very nice. Very nice. So do you kind of feel yourself just flying through the air when you land?
Yep,
on the
I
space
can
bar?
definitely tell when I'm doing it right. It's a lot faster.
Yeah, it just takes practice. Now, one thing to note about this, though, is that while it looks intimidating, any veteran survivor will be able to counter this. The reason being is basically what happens is, I'm going to show you here really quick on a larger scale, is if I lunge upwards, your red bar in the bottom right corner, it doesn't recharge until you've landed on the ground. So while this red bar is recharging, you cannot land on a survivor while spacebarring, walking on their head, or falling on their head, etc. So what this means is that when you're doing the jockey bunny hop thing, if you approach a survivor before your red bar is recharged, you'll actually bounce off the survivor. So I'll show you here really quick. Oops, I didn't spacebar.
And she killed it.
Yeah, alright, watch. Oops, I timed it too good. My bad. Alright, let me try it again. God, I'm failing at failing. Alright, so here, I'm gonna show you really quick with let me warp them over here. Wow, they aren't even facing me. What the fuck? Here. You see me now? You see me now, you blind fucks. Alright. So here I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a jockey B hop, and I didn't distance myself properly. Alright, I'm just gonna try and do it without talking. Alright, so you saw there how I bounced off the survivor, correct?
Yep.
And that's basically what happens. You can't land on them unless you time it far enough away. Oh, there goes Nick. So, it's just, I mean, I think it's on the local server, there's a bit of a bugginess to it so that some people can actually land it, but generally, in a live server, you're not going to run into that issue. So,
Alright.
what this brings me back to now is a bit of a tip for the jockey. I see a lot of survivor, or not a lot of survivors, a lot of jockey players where they initiate from a rooftop using their lunge key. So, let me show you here. The problem with initiating with the lunge key is... Oh, Nick is in civilian mode. The problem with initiating with the lunge key is that, let's say, for example, the survivor dodges me. As you see right here, I miss. And I'm now, since I've wasted my lunge, there's nothing I can do to prevent myself from getting M2'd and the survivor's coming up and killing me and such. So, instead, if I use a rocket spawn or just jump off, as you see here, if I miss, I can immediately lunge when I hit the ground, allowing me to still defend myself if I miss.
Yep, that makes sense.
So, alright, so any questions with the jockey?
Nope, think I'm good.
Alright then. So, that basically covers all the special infected that I usually go over. So, if you want, we can take a break or we can move on to the survivors.
I'm good to go.
Alright then. Oh god, what the hell are you doing here, Nick?
Got some chess battles.
Let me bring him back over and I gotta... Oh! I just bumped into you and you died, that looks so funny. Nick got lost, that's right. Alright. So the first thing I'd like to cover as the survivor is killing witches. So how are you with general crowning of witches?
Working on it.
Alright, well, let's see. Ah, you missed.
That's embarrassing.
It's fine. It happens.
Watch out, that witch is getting angry.
Ooh, that was close. Alright, so here, I mean, yeah, you're definitely taking a bit too long to crown, so let me give you some advice here really quick. The first part to crowning is, one, you need to be close enough, so I'm going to show you here really quick. Even if my pellets, all my pellets land from right here, the problem is that I'm not close enough. There was still space between me and the witch, and because of that, I didn't get the full bonus damage from crowning her. So here,
Alright.
you gotta make sure, again, you gotta make sure that you approach her and you can no longer move. If you can't move anymore, that means that you're close enough and you're able to crown her, you know?
Yeah.
So, go ahead and go try. Very nice. Let's give it 2 more tries here. Very nice. Alright, so here we're going to do some basically speed crowning, or dunk crowning as some people call it, where you just approach the witch and you crown her without doing anything else, basically. You just run up and crown her. Now the trick here is you want to basically pre-aim yourself to where you believe you're going to run into the witch, and you're going to want to be aiming basically for her kidneys. If you're coming from her side or her from her back, you're going to want to aim for her kidneys or her lower back. If you're coming from the front, you're going to want to kind of aim for her chin, I guess you can say, or her
Alright.
jaw. Alright, so go ahead and give it a try. Let's try again. Very nice.
That definitely will take a while to get a hang of, though.
Oops, she's floating, my bad. Oh, where the hell did I just spawn her?
Do you ever do the jump when you do these dunks? I see people jump, but I don't know why.
It's well, I think it does make it a bit easier to crown, in a sense that let me show you here with bullet mechanics. Ring around the rosy there, eh? All right, so basically, The straighter you look, so I'm gonna do a few shots here. The straighter you look, the more spread out your bullets are in a horizontal manner. So you see here, it's pretty circular, but it's also very horizontal. Now I'm gonna show you here really quick. If I'm facing straight down, you'll notice that my bullets go from being horizontal to vertical.
Huh.
So you see how they're in a complete straight line?
Yep.
So yeah. So jumping, I guess, allows them to aim a bit farther down. And I guess it can make it a bit easier to ground, but in reality, I think it's just people showing off. There's really no reason to do it. Very nice. Alright, let's do one more.
Well,
No, you should have committed to it. You still had 2 more shots. Oh, very nice. Once again, I need to go find the witch that I spawned over here. Where is it? I
She's
swear I
over
can
here.
hear crying. Oh, there you go. Alright. I was like, I swear I can hear crying. Alright. So, do you feel like you got kind of the dunk down a bit?
yeah, I might hit you up sometime to help me try to get a server where I can spawn witches for like an hour so I can work on it.
Alright. Now the next part here is draw crowning. How are you with draw crowning?
That's something I just learned last week, and I've been getting a little bit better at it.
Alright, well, do you want me to go over it?
I mean, do you have any advice as far as like where to aim and things like that?
You're gonna want to be aiming for basically the chest. What's gonna happen is when the witch approaches you, you're gonna want to shoot right when she swings her arm, or gets ready to swing her arm, rather. As you see right here, you'll see that she dies in the middle of her swinging animation, and that's generally when you want to shoot. So you gotta wait for her to wind up her arm. If you shoot before that, then she's not close enough. If you shoot after that, well, I'm pretty sure you know what happens if you shoot after that.
And do you have any advice on draws? I see the witch like juke people a lot and like kind of go in a circle around them.
It's positioning. You
Yes.
can tell the longer or the more draw crowns you get, you can tell when she's going to juke, just basically on the path that she's taking to you. See right here how I angled myself to her nav path. That's when I knew she was gonna juke me. That's the point. But as you see, I'm angling myself to her nav path again. As you see, another juke. So you gotta basically create a straight path to her. Now, what you can do is angle her and then churn a bit. Gives you a bit more of a straight motion. But you'll see if she's coming at you at a diagonal, at an angle, then she's going to curve.
Alright.
So if you want, you can give it a try.
The witch is getting angry.
Too early.
We got a witch. Can you leave that witch alone?
Very nice.
Witch, stay away from the witch. Witch, stay away from the witch.
Too early.
Witch, can you leave that witch alone?
Alright. Do you want me to turn off God mode really quick?
Sure.
Let me spawn up a couple D-pips really quick.
Gonna need those.
Chest battle here.
Alright, go ahead and give it a go.
Watch out, the witch is getting angry.
Oh, don't stand up, because I almost spun the witch on your head.
Witch. Witch alone. Witch. Watch out, the witch is getting angry. We gotta keep the witch alone.
Very nice. I'm just telling me we're ready to move on.
No.
Too soon.
Witch.
You ever tried I've seen videos of people like killing it with a melee weapon.
Mm-hmm. I teach that.
Oh, you do? Or...
Yep, that's the next part.
Witch.
Damn.
Ah, shit, come on, come on, come on.
Shut up, Ellis.
Stay away from the witch. We got a witch. Leave the witch alone.
Forgot to turn my flashlight off.
Oh, there she goes. Off to join the wild.
Witch.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was my first one of those. It's actually not that hard.
Yep.
Have to time the jump right. Oh, spoke too soon.
What did you just do?
Why is she coming after me?
'Cause- oh god, not like this. Fuck you, witch.
Alright, one more draw.
Alright.
Alright, one more quick round.
Okay.
Then we can move on.
Alrighty then.
Alright.
Alright. So the next part here I'm going to be covering is basically stumbling the witch. So, in order to stumble the witch, you need a certain set of weapons or explosives. So, stumbling the witch can be done with a military rifle, hunting rifle, AK-47, or a deagle. It requires you to shoot her in the head while she is crying. If she is not crying, it will not work. So, the next thing is, explosives. So you got propane tank, oxygen tank, pipe bombs, explosive rounds, and grenade launchers. So here, I'm going to show you really quick. Let me get a hunting rifle.
I'm too young to feel this old.
Weapons over here.
So here, we only have 15 bullets in our, in our gun, and really all it takes, I believe, is 13 bullets to kill the witch. So, if you at least land, I want to say about 9 of the bullets, which really isn't that hard, then you can easily kill her with a melee weapon after. So I'm going to show you here, I chipped her enough, and I'm just going to kill her with the melee weapon. Now, you can, another way is, say you're playing like expert realism mode or something like that. You can even do this in versus, but it's much more difficult since the SI are usually protecting the witch. It's just where you stumble her in the head, and then you chain stumble her using a series of shoves, and then kill her with a series of melees.
Alright. Poor girl.
Alright, so here, you give it a try. Nope,
What?
you missed.
What the? On my screen, there's like a big blood spot on her head.
GG Valve.
That's really funny. She's got like a gaping wound in her head and doesn't care.
Oh, you're too far. You're not going to be able to reach her in time. Very nice. So, any questions with that?
Nope.
Alrighty then. So, the next thing I'd like to cover is smoker tongue cutting. I believe this is one of the things you definitely wanted to learn, correct?
Yep.
Alright. So, start out with the steps to tongue cutting. Is one, you need a sharp weapon, which, is pretty obvious. All the sharp weapons are pretty straightforward. Katana, machete, fire axe, they all have a sharp edge to it. The only sharp weapon that is not straightforward is a crowbar. A crowbar is considered a sharp weapon, even though it looks like a blunt weapon. So, the crowbar can cut smoker tongues. It just looks really weird. So, the next thing is basically the swinging animation. Now, generally, you can just aim at the smoker and just swing, but it's generally a good idea to, when you swing, arc downward. So basically, if you're aiming straight forward, just move your mouse down very slightly. That's all you're doing. Just aiming your mouse down very slightly. Alright?
Alright.
The next thing is you're going to want to make sure that you get the timing right. You're not swinging your melee weapon so that right when it grabs you, you're swinging. You're swinging your melee weapon so that once you're halfway through your swinging animation, the tongue grabs you. So you got to kind of time it based on the distance that the smoker is from and how fast the tongue goes.
Mm-hmm.
So here I'm gonna warp this far out of the way.
This is not how it's gonna be.
So, I'm going to spawn up as a smoker. I'm going to give this a few goes. Now, for this exercise here, if you get a tongue cut, I will let you know by saying something, like a number. If you don't get the tongue cut and you're freed, that means I just let you go and I didn't say anything. So let's get this go. You didn't aim downward.
Oh. Too late.
Gotta do it much sooner.
Way too late.
1. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so I'm going to start moving around a bit. Now be careful, I saw with some of those you were aiming straight down. While it works, sometimes it's inconsistent and you won't be able to cut the tongue. One. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2,
I'm surprised at how early you have to do it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you fell for it. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Quick question. Does your lerp change the timing of this quite a bit?
Yes, it does. Just like anything else that requires timing.
So right now, are we both on 100 lerp?
My lerp does not matter with this. It's all based on your ping and your lerp.
And so right now I'm at 100.
Oh, well, do you have something to bring it down, or do you want me to go get the copy paste?
I'm trying my bind right now and it's not working. At least I don't think it is, unless it's already changed.
Type this. What does it say?
Got that in console.
Yeah, in the console.
It says LERP 16.7.
Alright, there you go then. Yeah, it's working. It can't get lower than 16.7 on here because I don't really have source mod and all that good stuff installed for it.
Alright, but that should be close enough to 0.
Alright, so let's try 3 more successful tongue cuts and then we're gonna move on.
Alright.
One.
Too
Okay, too
early.
high. One. There you go. Alright. We'll call it right there for the tongue cuts. We'll move on to the
Alright.
next spot, but I need to answer something real quick. LERP native is basically, it's, to put it in layman's terms, LERP is additional ping. As you see in the bottom section right there, my LERP is set to 40.0 ms, which is basically, it's increased LERP, it's increased ping. Your default LERP on Xbox and PC is 100 ms, which means that if you're playing with 50 ping and 100 LERP, you are, technically playing with 150 ping. LERP just delays all the packets that you get to try and help smooth out animations. So whenever you get a very low LERP, you'll notice that there'll be jittering comments because the server doesn't, or default server doesn't update Nextbot or bots that frequently or that quickly. So on Confago servers, they actually have the server set up to update the Nextbot or the artificial intelligence by 0. So it tries to update it in real time. While this creates a variety of glitches, like witches bugging out more, common infected losing their nav path a bit more, it allows you to have a LERP as low as 0 without ever having stuttering common. So the animation is as smooth as if you had 100 LERP on a default server. So ideally, you want to get this LERP as low as you can, but you also have to keep it in a comfortable range. For public games, I like to have the LERP at about 40 ms because it gives me the least amount of jittering, but the lowest amount of LERP I can get without, without making it too high, etc. For Confago servers, I just set it to 0 because I feel there's no real reason to have it higher than 0. Alright, so let's get back to this, back to the smokers here. So more ways to deal with the smoker as a survivor. So here, come up really quick. So for this first part here, this is going to be a bit of a demonstration. Basically, a lot of people, they don't realize is sometimes they'll chase a smoker with a melee weapon out. And what happens when you do this is that if you get pulled, you cannot shove while you have a melee weapon out. And it's only for the melee weapon. If you have a pistol as your secondary, you have something else selected like first aid kit, defib, pills, it doesn't matter. You can still shove, but with the melee weapon you cannot. So for this part here, I'm going to pull you, and if you want, you can just spam your mouse 2 button, but you'll notice you will not be able to do anything. So did you see that?
Yep,
Alright.
didn't do anything.
Yeah. So what happens is if you do get caught while you have a melee weapon out, all you gotta do is switch to another item in your inventory, and then you'll be able to get one shove. So let's try it. I got a bit sooner. Alright, let's try again. Very nice.
Nope, it's just back to my... I was trying to go to my defib.
Alright, let's try again.
Yeah, I should have stick to my gun. I can't get my
Yeah.
defib.
Alright, let's try again. Very nice. One more time. Very nice. Alright. So yeah, that's all you gotta worry about is if you get caught with a melee weapon out, just switch to something else, your gun, it doesn't matter, and you'll be able to shove again. Now, this next part is going to be covering basically the long distance to shove a smoker. Basically, when you're being pulled by a smoker, you got a full 1 second to shove before you're considered dangled and you're unable to do anything, and you know somebody has to come over and free you. So, what I want you to do really quick is I want you to crouch. So go ahead and crouch, then shove and stand back up and look straight down. And you're going to see little yellow lines. Alright, so you see those yellow lines, that's your shove range. You can move around back and forth and look at them side by side if you want. But yeah, that's generally your shove range right there. As you can see, it's extremely long. Combine that with the full 1 second that you have to shove a smoker, you actually have a pretty big window to, you know, shove a smoker before you're considered dangled. So I'm going to try and pull you at the maximum range, and you just need to make sure to time your shove based on the distance, you know, that you are from me. And let's give it a go. Very nice. Way too early. Let's try again. Very nice. One more. Too early. Let's try one more. Very nice. Alright, so you kind of got a feel now for the big window?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a really big window, but you just got to make sure you don't screw up and shove too early. Alright, so any questions with dealing with the smoker?
Nope, I think that's good.
Alrighty then. So the next special effect I'd like to cover is basically Hunters, which is dead stopping and skeeting. Now, do you want me to go over dead stopping, or do you want to just go straight to the skeeting?
I wouldn't mind going over dead stopping. I tend to do better with skeeting than dead stopping, which I think is a bad sign.
No, that's actually a good sign. Dead stopping is a terrible mechanic in this game, and it's not done well. Skeeting, you'll notice that a lot of the top players do skeeting. It's because, one, it's better than dead stopping, and two, well, I mean, it clears the special effect much quicker than dead stopping and then, you know, shooting it.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's do a couple quick dead stops here. So, generally with the ping and lerp combination between, I want to say 30 and 150, this is ideally what you're going to want to be doing. So I'm going to be doing a long pounce actually, similar to a bot or a newer hunter. All you're going to do is just shove when I'm halfway through the air. Oh, my bad. I aim too high. Gotta shove a bit sooner. Wait, did I disable dead stopping? Nah, it's enabled.
Alright.
That's weird. Here, try and shove me really quick.
Do you want me to try? Alright.
Just no, don't crouch. That makes it harder. Just wait till I'm halfway through the air, so I'm gonna be basically right about here, and that's when you're gonna want to shove.
Alright.
Try it sooner then. There we go.
Wow, that's really early. Like, really early. That's crazy early. What the hell?
Let's do one more. Very nice. Alright.
That's really how early I have to do it to dead stop.
The first few pounces, I think it's because I was legitimately juking your dead stops. I was pouncing higher than your shove range. You saw those little yellow lines? You could actually juke someone's shove, so... say for example, I hate this, like say for example, someone looks like they're gonna do a high DP, and they DP at you and then they purposely miss, and you see right here, you dead stopped into the air, but since I landed right at your feet, I juked your dead stop and I can actually grab your feet.
Yeah.
So watch, let me show you for example. So I'm gonna try and grab your feet, and you try and aim high as if I'm gonna try and DP you. Oh, you didn't shove though.
Sorry.
Oh, I didn't aim far enough down. Alright, let's do it again. Ah. Let's see, I want to try at least get one in so I can show what I mean. Oh wow, look at fucking one more time and then we'll skip this part because it's not really part of the lesson. Alright there. So as you saw, I mean, you got the dead stop timing right, I saw that. It's just I juked your dead stop, but you weren't aiming in the direction, you know, I grabbed your feet.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's get on back to dead stopping here. So now I'm going to do some quick pounces at you, so just stand still. And basically what you're going to want to do is as soon as you see me land right here, you're going to want to shove.
Just so crazy early to me. Like, I've been doing it like a second too late.
I'll explain it in a bit. Alrighty then. Alright, so I mean, you got the somewhat of the idea for the dead stubber, right? You gotta shove pretty early. You gotta kind of predict when the hunter's gonna go in.
Yep.
So let me start explaining some of the game mechanics to you. For starters, is that all ranged weapons, with the exception of the grenade launcher, are hit scan. Now, do you know what hit scan means?
Nope.
Hit scan means it's just instant. All the damage you deal is instantly transmitted across the map. The little bullets that you see coming out of your gun are just there for looks. It's just, you know, the tracers are just there for animations, etc. So just for demonstrational purposes here. So let me give you a hunting rifle really quick. So here, grab the hunting rifle, and basically what we're going to do is you're going to headshot me across the map over here, and you're going to notice that I'm going to die quicker. You'll see the frag announcement quicker than the bullet actually reaches me. So give it a go. So you saw that, right? I died much quicker than the bullet actually reached me. So yeah, that's what hit scan is that all the damage you deal with your ranged weapons, exception grenade launcher, is hit scan. So there's no real reason to ever try and lead your shots. Leading your shots will actually make you miss. The next thing is basically the model that you see on your screen is an accurate representation of what will register on for your game. So basically, if you shove or shoot the model on your screen, it doesn't matter what your ping is, with the exception of if you're losing packets. It doesn't matter what your ping is, as long as you shoot or shove the model, you will always register, you know, your shots and your shove. The thing with this is, though, so let's say, for example, I'm sure you came into instances where you were the hunter and you pounced right here, landed right next to someone, then you pounced away, and then when you're over here, you somehow get shoved, right? That's basically it. They shoved your model right here because they saw your model right there on their screen, even though in reality you're all the way over here. So it basically, this game has really great lag compensation in it. The only difference though here is that if the hunter is going straight to you, the reason you have to shove so early in comparison to shoving the model that lands right next to you and still getting the dead stop, is the fact that here you're basically competing with server side collision. If the hunter's hitbox collides with your survivor hitbox before you shove the model, then it's going to consider that you got pounced, so it doesn't matter if you shove the model or not. So that's why you have to shove so much earlier, is because you're trying to prevent the server side hitbox collision.
Yep, that makes sense.
And this is why skeeting in general is so much better, because since the weapons are hit scan and there's no delay between you shooting and the bullets reaching that, you know, SI, it's much easier to skeet than dead stop. Alright. Last thing is that shotguns, all the shotguns in this game, do not deal additional headshot damage to special infected, with the exception of the witch. So, if you aim for the head and you shoot them, you're dealing the same amount of damage as if you were shooting the chest with a shotgun.
Oh.
So never want to aim for the head when using a shotgun on Special Infected. With the Common Infected and the Witch, though, that's fine. Go ahead and aim for the head. Alright, so any questions?
Yeah, I mean, that's really good to know. Like, anytime I've seen a charger and I have a shotgun, I always try to aim for its head specifically.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. It's always going to take a minimum of 3 shots to kill a charger with a shotgun. Same with the Jackie. I did some testing with it. You know, it always takes 2 shots with the Jackie. It's so frustrating, too, because it's like sometimes, you know, oh wow, I got this great shot on the Jackie, but nothing happened. So I'll show you here really quick. So watch. Go ahead and shoot my head, and you'll notice I won't die in 1 shot. 46 health. See right there, 46 health. It just doesn't matter. There's no headshot damage with the shotgun.
There's no way to one-shot a jockey?
Not with the shotgun. You can one-shot him with a hunting rifle, I believe, though, so watch.
Yep.
So if you go get the hunting rifle really quick. Right.
There we go.
So yeah, you can headshot a Jackie, and it'll die in 1 shot. Alright, so let's get to the skeeting here. So, yeah, you don't want to crouch. That actually makes it harder.
Really?
Yep. At least for these the same distance based. If you're crouching for skeeting a hunter like this, you know, jumping from a high position, probably it would be better to crouch. But I don't do it. I find it's just so much easier, experience-wise, to skeet a hunter while standing fully. All right. So I'm gonna do some straight pounces at you. If you let me read something really quick.
Alright.
Alright, so for this exercise, if you do any damage, I'll give you a number like 143. That means I have 143 health left. If you don't do any damage, I won't give you a number.
Alright. Way too late.
Alright, so I'm going to do some quick pounces at you now. So generally, for killing a hunter that's quick pouncing, you're not going to be really skeeting. Skeeting involves shooting something in the air. You're basically going to be killing the hunter while it's on the ground, so I guess you can call it a ground kill, but please, for the love of God, never call it a ground skeet. They'll hate you. But yeah, so I'm going to, as soon as I land right here, that's where you're going to want to shoot me. Not when I'm in the air, you're going to wait till I'm right here, and then shoot me. $216. Let's do one more. Very nice. All right. So with basically with skeeting with DP, it's generally the same idea as if a hunter was straight pouncing you from down below. So there's no real reason to practice it. If a hunter does something where he bounces in or jumps into the air and then goes straight down, that's something you'll have to adjust based on the velocity of the hunter. So let's move on to this skeeting exercise over here. So I want you to stand right here in this little puddle and just stand there. Try not to move. And what's going to happen is I'm either going to come at you from the left or the right of you, and you just got to shoot me when I land.
Alright.
You got to do 10 successful kills on this. 196.
Yes.
150. 230. Remember, you don't need to track me in the air. All you gotta do is predict where I'm going to land, and then just aim your cursor right there, waiting for me to land.
Yep. That's actually good advice.
That's one kill.
What have I been doing?
Oh, whoa there. 114. 176. Let me give you infinite ammo really quick. There you go. You won't be able to dead step there. If you want to shove, that's fine, but as you see right here really quick, if you shove me, it won't reg. It's just something I enable with the infinite ammo. 215.
Oh, come on. Ugh. It sucks because it's like part of it kind of seems like guesswork almost, but
Somewhat.
just
Well,
just
I
getting
feel
used
like
to
I feel like you're shooting a bit too early. You don't gotta shoot too soon.
Alright.
Just take your time with the aim. I mean, sure, you don't have a huge amount of time, but yeah, don't panic.
Alright.
$184.
Yeah.
Very nice. $216.
Gosh.
223. 114. Alright, 4 more. $223. 108. $182.
Yeah.
$169. Very nice. Alright. So there we got 10 successful kills there now. What I'd like to do after this is basically 10 successful kills in a bit of a 1v1 scenario here.
Alright.
So I re-enabled your dead stopping, but you now have no infinite ammo. You're free to do whatever you want. Shove, kill, melee kill, it doesn't really matter. Before we start though, I'm going to go over a couple things here. The first thing is basically when you're dealing with any of these special infected, you never want to walk in a straight line. The jockey, the charger, the smoker, the hunter, they all attack in a very linear path, so they have to go in a straight forward kind of deal. So I'll show you here with the bot hunter is if I start sidestepping, as you see here. Oh. Alright, back up a bit.
I'm too young.
Alright, as you see here, with the bot hunter, if I start sidestepping, it has trouble grabbing me, and it's much easier to skeet something on the side. So it's just generally a good idea to always try and change up your direction or go in a bit of a curve, etc. Never want to go in a straight line. The next thing is basically there's two styles of playing. There's the aggressive style and the passive style. Now the passive style is generally where you just keep avoiding the special infected until it dies. You keep running away from it, etc. The aggressive style is where you punish a special infected for making a mistake and going up to kill it. This is usually what you see a lot of the top players do because they're very confident in what they're doing. So I'll show you here really quick. This hunter does a very short pounce, so I'm going to punish it, run up, and dead stop. Same thing as if the hunter pounces from very far away, I'm going to punish it by landing right next to me, and kill it. So, whatever style you choose to play, it's up to you, but I generally see better results with the aggressive play style.
Alright.
So, I'm going to come in, and I'm going to play as the hunter here. And, again, you're free to do whatever you want. Let me spawn up an ammo pile in the middle here really quick.
Defib unit here. Ammunition.
There you go.
Ammo here.
Alright, you're free to shoot me as soon as you see me.
Alright.
Very nice. Well, usually when you get the death stop, you want to hug the hunter. If you start to walk away from it, then sometimes you'll miss or you won't get the full shot.
Alrighty.
Very nice. Wow, did I just lose a packet? What the fuck? I just died and I didn't see any shot, and I'm like, whoa, am I playing on some Euro server again? Oh, if you want, I can disable the yellow lines that's bothering you.
It's not a big deal.
Alright.
Those dead stoppers are so weird to me.
I know, right?
Ugh. I can't get used to them.
Yeah, I'm a very visual person, so it makes dead stopping for me very difficult.
It's just so weird. Oh. Didn't even see you coming. I need better headphones.
Oh, I know how you feel. And that's what happens when you don't hug the hunter. 115 HP.
I didn't expect you to get dead stop. I'm still getting used to it.
Well, yeah, as soon as you get used to it, you'll know when you get the dead stop, so you'll know when to hug the hunter. Another thing is you'll also, the more you'll play, the more you'll learn when you get the dead stop. Sometimes you'll see the hunter get a quick repounce. That's basically experience. You'll know when a hunter's gonna get a quick repounce, so you'll know to back off instead of hugging it.
Alright. Oh, how did I not
Hug.
shoot you?
216.
Are the numbers you're giving health left or
Health left.
Thought I got the dead
195.
stop there. You keep stumbling so weird.
Welcome to Left 4 Dead 2. Very nice. Ow! It's not very nice.
That's a weird one.
Ammo here. Weapons over here.
183.
Ammunition.
Got me to 38 on that in the shoves.
Alright.
Very nice. Alrighty then. So, kind of got the hanging of it then. The whole, basically, you don't have to really track the hunter, you just gotta know where he's gonna land sometimes.
Yeah, I need to get used to that attitude and kind of. I think I need to get more aggressive as far as like trying to guess where he's gonna pounce and shooting
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Really, I mean, it's a lazy style, but it's a very productive style. You know, it's much easier to predict where something's going to land than, say, to track it completely in the air, especially with the hunter being so fast. There's only a few people that have that great, you know,
Yeah.
mouse control and such.
Yep.
Alright, so the last few things I like to cover is just basically leveling chargers and rock skeeting.
Alright.
Is leveling chargers something you want me to go over?
Yeah, just a couple would be nice. I tend to hit them but not get the headshot, I think is what happens to me most often.
Well, unfortunately I can't really demonstrate for you on here because the local servers are very buggy. I can set a charge's health to be 2 HP and it still takes 2 swings to kill it. But I think that's something I need. Basically what happens is I believe there's a threshold with the charger. So here I'm going to show you really quick with the charger. Bot charger, this charger has 300 HP. As you see here, this is generally the idea with player chargers. It takes 2 swings to kill it. Now, a headshotting a charger is, I want to say it's really random, to be honest. I don't think you can really predict and accurately aim for a headshot, with the exception being a Tonfa. Tonfa is really great for it because its first swing is vertical, making it very easy to avoid all the goods, you know, the bad stuff. Basically, headshotting a charger is all about making sure that the first ray that comes in contact with his body is the one that touches his head. So here I'm going to try and aim a bit more to the left right here just for demonstrational purposes. Ah, I still hit his arm. And try again. Ah, I still hit his arm. So as you see here, it's not really consistent. Nah, I still hit his arm. There you go. As you see, I had to really aim a bit more to the left there. But
Yeah.
it's like I said, it's really not great to, or not really consistent to headshot level. Your best
Alright.
bet, in my opinion, is to just make sure to shoot it. So as you see, most Compago players, what they'll do is they'll shoot the charger and then level it. Right now, I just sidestepped it because I can't level it on local server here because GG Valve here. Probably had to do a bit more chip to level it. There you go. So I'll probably get it right now. Nope. But the last thing here is, I mean, there's no real trick to leveling a charger with this chip. Just casually swing, you know, and just hope that he's chipped enough. Is bot chargers. Do not try and play chicken with the bot charger. You will always lose. There is some kind of coding. I believe it's being fixed by Tabernaut in 3.4. I'm not entirely sure. But there's coding in the game where the bot charger actually takes 40% less damage while charging.
That's really weird.
Yeah, so never try and play chicken with the bot charger unless, you know, you're shooting the shit out of him. Like, let me see here. He's got 300 health. Look at that, 300 health, and I put in, how many bullets? I put in, I had 15 bullets, and then now I had 7, and he didn't die until I shot, I shot all those bullets into him. And he only has 300 health.
That's really weird.
Yeah. Another thing, I mean, this isn't really part of the charger, but survivor bots, they take less spit damage.
Yeah, I think I've noticed that.
Alright. So, any questions with the charger?
Nope.
Alright. So, shall we move on to rock skeeting then here?
Sure.
Alright, so let's, I'm gonna warp us over here. One second, there's a witch over here somewhere, and I want to kill it. There it is. Come here. Come back. Come back. I'm gonna burn
Don't
you.
die.
Fuck you. Alright. Alrighty. So I'm gonna spawn you up a variety of weapons here really quick.
Adrenaline shot here.
Guns here.
Idea.
Hell yeah. It's all you.
Katana here. Grabbing the katana.
Alright, there we go. Alright, so, I would spawn you up like an auto shotgun, but what a lot of people don't realize is that the auto shotguns are incredibly inaccurate in comparison to the pump shotgun, and the pump shotgun is pretty inaccurate in comparison to the chrome shotgun.
Alright.
So maybe warp the bots away from the weapons.
I think you tried to spawn a deagle, but I think your guy took it.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You can try skating with the melee weapon. I heard some people can do it.
It looks hard.
Alright. So get your weapons so you want to use, and let's do a couple of skating now. The thing with skating tank rocks is I believe you actually do have to shoot ahead of the tank rock. So if you're ever dealing with a rock that's going, to the side of you, you're going to want to shoot ahead of it.
That is weird. You have to shoot a little bit ahead.
Alright, so I'm going to drop down here really quick. Now, one thing to note about skeeting rocks on the same ground level as as the tank and the survivor is you need to be careful which rocks you try and skeet. It's kind of like picking your fights. So, here, I'm going to show you a demonstration really quick. You'll notice that the one-handed rock, it basically teleports away from the survivor's body. Or I mean from the tank's body. So you see how it teleports away from the tank's body when it's released? Unlike the other two rocks, let me show you here, which basically kind of stick to the tank's body. It doesn't really leave from a very far portion. You kind of see it with the two-handed rock, it's much closer, whereas the one-handed rock leaves the body at a much farther distance.
Yep.
So, basically, is that all rocks, when they leave the tank's body, have about half a second of God frame. So what this means is that the one-handed rock can cover more distance while God frame than the other rocks because of the fact that it leaves the tank's body at such a far distance, meaning that it's extremely deadly at close range because it's God framed for much longer, meaning you can't skeet it. When a rock is God framed, it takes no damage.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, not a single underhand? There we go. Fucking Christ. Alright, so let's do some practice here.
Oh. What the?
Ember ahead.
It's weird, it's just a little bit ahead, not too much.
Alright, let's try a couple more. Alright. So do you kind of got the idea now, right?
Yep.
Alright. So, do you have any more questions based on anything?
No, I think I'm good. Definitely a lot of stuff to practice.
Alright. Well, I mean, if you ever have any questions, and you can't find them by rewatching this VOD, which, I'll upload to YouTube and such, so you can watch it there if you want.
Alright.
But if you can't find anything in there or you need a question, just feel free to message me. I try not to remove people that I did the lessons with very soon, but yeah,
Nope,
I like
I
to keep the
understand.
list very small.
Don't worry about it.
Alright, so anyways, this is the end of the lesson here, and hope you found most of this stuff useful and you can put it into your everyday gaming.
Yep, thanks a lot. Definitely a ton to practice.
Alright.
Lots of useful stuff.
Take care, and have a nice day.
Alright, see ya.